Sometimes it's definitely hard to end a TV show. I mean, we have a show that goes on maybe very long or very on time or trying to close everything in a satisfying way. It's definitely not the easiest thing to do because you might not have every arc figured out, or you might just do something that might piss off a lot of people. And there definitely are some shows that have definitely pissed off a lot of people, but not to mention, no difference from that actually was satisfying, well done, and pretty emotional actually, and it's a great end, and they make all of your time effort on the show feel worth it. And that's honestly a one top. There's actually lots of wanting to do for a while now, but I'm happy to finally do it. I am saying one more productions, and today here is my top 10 personal best TV series finales. And as always, like every day, dude, this is just my personal list and my personal opinion. I'd love to know what would be your favorite TV series finales down in the comments down below. Oh, and goes around saying, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert! Coming in at number 10, I definitely have a lot of back and forth choices with my number 10 on this list. I did definitely have a lot of shows that I really went back and forth on considering what to actually pick up this list. There's definitely a lot of choices I made, but coming number 10 for me is Arrow. Arrow. Yes, Arrow coming in is at number 10 on this list. Arrow is definitely probably the most up and down show. That's one of my favorites of all time. Or here's what I say: Season 1, fantastic. Season 2, even more amazing. Season 3, it's fine. Season 4, one of the worst television seasons I've ever seen in my life. Season 5, great turn to form. Season 6, decent. Season 7, pretty damn good. That was definitely peaked at the prison aspect, at the prison arc. But Season 8, fantastic final season to a show, and the finale is no exception, honestly, because the season's based on all of his death, of his is an amazing sacrifice to basically save everybody, and the multiverse be everything. Well, a lot of characters they kind of brought back, honestly, but I don't think they do in a way that kind of like ruins the emotional impact of that moment, honestly. I mean, that's just me personally, but man, it's good they did in a way that doesn't really ruin the actual emotional impact, honestly. It's just something kind of happen, after everything. But they did a good job pretty much honoring the character Oliver, who has been there for like 8 years now, and they do a good job with making why he is such a beloved character and why everyone likes it so much. You get a lot of great moments, you get a lot of great stuff like ends to a lot of these characters. We see Rory and Dia finally get engaged. They go on last and for life with their family, and also possibly they might end up being the Green Lantern, which is pretty exciting. See a lot of past characters going for Oliver's funeral, even seeing Felicity again for one last time, seeing her daughter Mia, that was pretty emotional. And of course you get one final amazing action sequence. You even get a little more insight on certain things, which makes you appreciate the first season a lot more. And of course ending with all of Felicity getting their conclusion that they wanted, and well, yeah. Again, definitely a lot of great for number 10, but in the end I decided for that motion alone to go with Arrow. Coming in at number 9, we have one of the more recent shows I've seen, and that's Parks and Recreation. Unfortunately, I never actually got around to reviewing this show actually on my channel. Maybe I will do a review at some point. But I did actually watch Parks and Recreation for the first time last year, and it's not hard to see why the show is as beloved as. I mean, the show that definitely kind of had a rocky first season, but me, every season after that has been top tier perfection. Top tier perfection. And the finale is no exception. And when they have a lot of characters to arc fit, if you're natural and they end it in a way that makes you feel satisfying, it's a great job really honoring a lot of the characters that pretty much have been there since the very beginning, and even living some arcs that very much, especially with Leslie, who pretty much in a way kind of got what she really wanted, and it's I'm not gonna say it's just a perfect way to end a show, and a show that honestly, first season is pretty much perfection. Now we get to a show that I actually have watched a lot, though I never talked about on this channel. That is Everybody Loves Raymond. Not like I'm about to mention Everybody Loves Raymond on this channel. I think the thing I mentioned was when I put it in my top 50 best TV shows of all time list. And it's definitely not see what the show was of lust to come back in the day, honestly. I'm sure some aspects may feel a bit dated today, but it's a show that it's definitely always fun to rewatch, honestly. Like seeing the crazy antics of Ray being just a doofus and this crazy family and all that. As one as it comes out, I think it actually never got stale and never like it was like going boring as it went along. In fact, it was still even final season. It was still new, interesting ways, and was just still being hilarious with his characters. Honestly, they never ended up feeling like archetypes or anything like that. They felt natural, real people. And I found that it's pretty emotional and see Ray kind of in the hospital. We actually might have died for 10 seconds, and the family just like, oh my god, like. And then Ray ended up realizing that, and everyone tells us about that. It's definitely more of a simple finale, but it's definitely what you expect from it, how the show would end with these characters and what goes on, and that's what makes it a pretty emotional one. At number 7 on this list, we have a regular show. So if it's not going to be the only animated show you're going to see on this list, number top 7 I actually went really back and forth upon, honestly. So, apologies, it's right with number 7. I'm sure, like I thought it was a top 5 at some point, but again, back and forth. But yeah, regular show. You guys know this is a show that was pretty on Cartoon Network around 2010, and there for 8 seasons. It definitely was real up and down at points, especially in the earlier days. It's a show that's definitely still remembered for good reason, because its characters, because the situations they get into, and the real situations that actually happen. They do have a realness to it, like most cartoon shows. It's just a wonderful show with the latest humor, yet some of the most impressive character growth you will ever see, especially with Rugby as a character. And the finale is a real gut punch. Like, gut punch is basically the finale. They end up. The final season pretty much had to set in space. Spice! And it's, of course, there's them the launch shenanigans, and then the Pops involved in the race, and then Pops, who by the way is probably my favorite character in the entire regular show library, ends up sacrificing himself. And like one of the first like, no, no, no. And I'm pretty sure a lot of us thought that in this finale. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of us weren't like expecting that. Honestly, it was pretty emotional, and then pretty much everybody got what they wanted, and having a great life with them. Rick beef, me, made Eileen, Mo kind of probably made some random person, but I think that's kind of the perfect end to this character set, just being a Margaret. I think it's honestly perfect, honestly, and just everyone having the life that they always wanted, and it's just perfection. Just a perfect ending to an amazing show. And I also realized I still need to see the credits of other shows close enough. Now, number 6, you can't have a best TV season finale list without discussing Breaking Bad. And this reason why Breaking Bad is said to be a top tier show. I know a lot of people say it's probably the best show ever made. I definitely won't go that far, but it's definitely my top 10, that's for sure. It's definitely in my top 10, everything with reason. I mean, Breaking Bad, like, it's such an iconic memorable show. Again, I was definitely very late on the Breaking Bad train. And I realized I still haven't reviewed this old Better Call Saul, which I also did once last year, though I think when Better Call Saul ends, I probably will do that. Because I know the 16th Grammy is last, so be on for that. But yeah, Breaking Bad is truly a wonderful show, and the finale is just as amazing and satisfying. And of course, the end haven't wanted to die, but honestly, I think that's also the perfect way you could end it. That starts the perfect way you could have ended this show around Walt pretty much getting what's coming to him and all that. Like, Walt's definitely been an interesting character to watch. Someone who seems like I'm a guy and end up becoming a kind of psychopath, yet you kind of still root for him. And you kind of want to see what's coming to him. It's definitely an interesting thing involved in this show. And even from the El Camino show, no one's having the just yet to this. It does put a lot more light to this finale. It makes actually a lot more satisfying. So that's what kind of bumps it up a little bit here. But yeah, Breaking Bad finale. Don't even mention it. It's fantastic. It's fantastic and perfect, like pretty much everything involved in this show. And now coming in number 5 on this list, we have another finale that you can't have less to talk about, and that is Friends. Now, Friends is probably the show I probably have seen the most out of any show, honestly. And again, I'm not sure it's probably late to the party on, but even for the aspects, it's not to see why Friends is still beloved to this very day, and why people still claiming for like a reunion of some sorts. And I know that's still in the works, but that's why people still claiming even after the show ended. And finale is no exception here, where basically is a fantastic finale. Basically, see Rachel in the movie and the leaving and all that, and Ross and Rachel might get together, and you see more of Ross finally realizing like, I love Rachel. I want to be returned. Pretty much finale again also tied a lot of sense with Mark and Chandler finally having their babies, which is something that pretty much building to since the last few seasons, which is pretty emotional and smiling, and it makes you hard just, oh my god, when you see it. I'm pretty sure it wasn't giant basically when finally would basically see Ross and Rachel finally reunited together, and you see everyone just leaving the apartment. Like, yeah, I don't think it's anymore. Now, on number 4 on this list, we have Schitt's Creek. Schitt's Creek, which is a show I actually did review on this channel last year, and that show I did watch for the first time. Again, first year was definitely, it's one of the shows I feel definitely gotten better as it was along on Sling, because though it has, I still think it's a pretty good one, but it goes much better, much more amazing, fantastic, masterful, and overall, I love Schitt's Creek. It's honestly trying to now put in my top 10 shows of all time, honestly. It's that good. It's starting to see why Schitt's Creek is as beloved as it is, honestly, and whatever makes it so great is different the characters, and it's not really simple as that how much they really have grown throughout the because again, they pretty much seem like spoiled brats and spoiled rich people. Yet they end up becoming realized, wonderful, and incredible people, which, like, when you see how pretty much terrible people they were in the beginning, it's pretty shocking at how much better people they became. Like, this show has some of the best character development and growth I've seen out of any show ever, and this overall finale pretty much simplifies that. That's pretty much all I can really say. Now, number 3, we actually get another anime, but it's actually an actual anime. Yes, I'm including an anime on this list, and that is Yugioh. Now, I bet I might end up doing a video on Yugioh at some point in my life, because Yugioh is something I really grew up with and had a lot of passion and love for. And I might do a video where I talk about the animes as a whole. But the Yugioh will always have a special place in my heart. I grew up watching a lot of this. I mean, I saw from watching this very day, it's pretty dated and kind of terrible when you actually think about it. Like, I'm not denying that, I'm not like defending Yugioh anyway, but the nostalgia makes it still so fun to watch, and it still has a lot of great moments to it. It still has a lot of good characters to them. Like, there's still a lot to actually still love about this show. The finale is no exception. Again, we actually see Yami, Yugi, and Yugi end up having that final duel, which is a duel that's definitely my favorite duel in the entire series. And it's just an emotionally powerful one where we see the Pharaoh Pyramid finally go into the limelight here and seeing all the character arcs go very well. Even that the Dark Side Dimensions movie that released like 2017, even that didn't really what made this finale so emotional and special. Now, coming in at number 2, that's what these next 2 will be anime shows, by the way. Number 2, we have Ed, Edd n Eddy. I don't think other TV shows, I don't think I actually talked about Ed, Edd n Eddy, honestly. Or, I think I mentioned I think I did talk about it a few times on the channel, but Ed, Edd n Eddy is my favorite Cartoon Network show. Because it's a show I probably watched and loved the most growing up, and it's a show that can still pretty much hold up well today, honestly. I mean, sure, it does have some lacking episodes, and I think they too much on the Kankers now that I think about it, so I didn't realize how much they relied too much on the Kankers, and then I went back on it. But the show still has a place by my heart. The show is still hilarious, iconic, funny, and wonderful, and I still repeat a lot of the quotes on this show randomly a lot. And the finale, like, talk about a finale that really makes you rethink the show, but unlike How I Met Your Mother, which is a show that makes you rethink in the worst way, this one does it in a good way. Basically, it makes you feel more for any of the character. Like, it tenses a lot of the emotions between these characters, and for the two times I was basically see involving, and Double D pretty much has enough for the Eds, and he ended up getting Eddie, and admits that the scam was his fault. And then admitting that everything he made about his brother was a lie, and the people was cool. And it's like, oh, now I get Eddie as a kid. Like, let's face it, Eddie wasn't like the most likable character. Yeah, you still loved him, but this finale makes you really rethink how you feel about him and a lot of stuff that happened throughout the series. And such a perfect ending to a perfect animated show, and it makes you rethink and feeling confident kids pretty much love everybody, not all that, which is understandable. Makes this finale feel just so warranted and everything, And of course, we're seeing Johnny now pretty much being hated, but again, it's freaking Johnny. And he did find out saying it in the movie. One movie. Such perfect. And I really hope the God Cartoon Network does not end up rebooting this show like they done with Titans, Powerpuff Girls, and Ben 10. I definitely hope they don't do that at some point. I saw something that they were going to, but then I thought it was a joke. But yeah, at an eighth piece for the show, fantastic finale. What topped it though? Well, before I do discuss my favorite TV series now of all time, I just want to remind you guys to feel free to hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this, and let me know what are your thoughts. What are your favorite TV series now down in the comment down below. Again, I have not seen like every TV show ever, so if there's anything I'm missing here, just let me know down below, and maybe I'll finish watch that show. And down in the description, I do have 10 honorable mentions of TV finales that I still love. They just did not quite make the list, so one TV finales that did not make the list, so you can check the link in the description. If you want to let me know why I didn't make the list, you can let me know again down in the comment section. I got a little long conversation, so let me know. So now, coming in at number 1, my favorite TV series finale of all time is... This really comes no surprise. It's Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like, that's probably what comes no surprise, honestly. Because I didn't mention a lot of this show that I do adore Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's like, if you're not counting reality shows, like if you're not counting reality shows, this show will be my favorite show of all time. If you're not counting reality shows, it's not like actual shows. This show will be my favorite. Why did I fully grew up with it, and why didn't watch it much growing up? It's a show that this definition of a show that does get better with time. And it's one I've always been sure we watch at least some episodes every year. It's a show that really does get better with time. I also did watch Legend of Korra earlier this year, and I realized I still haven't done a review on that show yet. But I mean, I definitely will at some point. But it doesn't hold a candle to Avatar: The Last Airbender for sure. And the finale is like, it's how you do a finale right. And it definitely had a lot to fill. I was trying to take this was what it's been building up to since literally the first episode. But Avatar find the Fire Lore and then making everything right with peace and everything. Like, this is what it was building up to since the very beginning. And if it messed up in some way, fans were gonna feel cheated. And when you build up something for the very beginning for 3 seasons, you have to make sure it pays off. And oh boy, does it pay off. The actual final battle between Avatar and the Fire Lord is amazing and fantastic. Sure, somebody can say, oh, but the giant lion tail gave him any power, so that's kind of Dace's bunker, but that really just has more to the lore of Avatar, so hold on, Stan. And it's not something that really comes like out of nowhere if you think about it, so... But even then, the finale is still amazing, and I love how finally goes coming to him. Seeing Zuko finally has the reception after close. Also, Zuko, probably my favorite TV character of all time. And to see a relationship with Megan, seeing Tara finally have another long-way kiss. Seeing everyone just, again, perfect character arcs, perfect ending. Really, what is meant to the 3 seasons they're building up to. The characters still have great moments. And this is my opinion how you do a finale right. So now, all that's why for me, Avatar: The Last Airbender is my number 1 favorite TV series. And again, it's really no surprise, but yeah, such a perfect finale. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed me discussing my 10 favorite series finales. Again, let me know down in the comments down below what are your favorite series, and let me know what other TV-related content you want me to do down in the comment section below. I am Sammy with one word from Sammy One Productions. I will see you next time. As always, stay cool, everybody.